Om. Om. Om Ganapataye Namah. Om Saraswatyai Namah. Om Yo Namah. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. With the blessings of Shri Krishna, all the acharyas, let us churn the butter, that is Geetarjanam, from the buttermilk, which is the focused mind. Let us take in Shri Krishna and Geetamrita with 3 deep breaths. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Om Namo Devyai Geetamritaye. Om Bhagavate Vasudeva. Om Namo Geetamritaye. Om Bhagavate Vasudeva. Om Namo Geetamritaye. So, we had stopped at shloka number 9, where Duryodhana is showing his egocentric mind speaking, being pumped up by the lower mind. And now he's telling the next two shlokas in husky voice so that only his army will hear it. And there are Bhishma Pitamaha, Dronacharya, and many other great warriors. Aparyaptam tadasmakam
पर्याप्तं तदस्माकं
balam bhishmabhirakshitam
बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं
पर्याप्तं त्विदमेतेषां
पर्याप्तां त्विदमेतेषां
बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्
बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्
अयनेषु च सर्वेषु
अयनेषु च सर्वेषु
यथा भागमवस्थिताः
यथा भागमवस्थिताः
भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु
भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु
भवन्तः सर्व एव हि
भवन्तः सर्व एव हि
तस्य सञ्जनयन् हर्षम् कुरु वृद्धं पितामहः सिंहनादं विनद्योच्चैः शङ्खं दद्मौ प्रतापवान् ततः शङ्खाश्च भैर्यश्च पणवानकगोमुखाः सहसैवाभ्यहन्यन्त सशब्दस्तुमुलोऽभवत् ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः पाञ्चजन्यं हृषीकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दद्मौ महाशङ्खम् भीमकर्मा वृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकीश्चापराजितः द्रुपदद्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सुभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्खान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक् सघोष्योक्तातराष्ट्राणाम् हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन् अथ व्यवस्थितां दृष्ट्वा धातराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः हृषीकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते. Then they travel to the center of the war field. Then सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापय मेच्युता यावदेतान् निरीक्षेऽहम् योद्धुकामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे योत्स्यमानानवेक्षेऽहम् य एतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेः युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः एवमुक्तो हृषीकेशो गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम् भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखथ सर्वेषां च महीक्षिताम् उवाच पार्थ पश्यैतान् समवेतान् कुरूनिति. तत्रापश्य स्थितान् पार्थः पितॄनथ पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रातॄन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखींस्तथा श्वशुरान् सुहृदश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि तान् समीक्ष्य स कौन्तेयः सर्वान् बन्धून् अवस्थितान् कृपया परयाविष्टो विषीदन् इदमब्रवीत्. So After 11, we have to sing 12 to 20, which I skipped. Now let us sing that. Yes, we did that. Yeah, we are done with the singing. Now let me go for the explanation. So, Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Krupascha Samitinjayah Ashwathama Vikarnascha Saumadattir Jayadratah Anye cha Bhava Shura Madarthe Tyakta Jivitah Nanashastra Praharanah Sarve Yuddha Visharadaah. So, Duryodhana is talking to Dronacharya, whom he addresses as Dvijottama. So we know in what way he is conducting himself in front of Guru Dronacharya. And he's telling, for your information, I'm giving you the list. Of course, in my army, Bhavan, yourself, that is, O Dvijottama, you are there. Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Samitinjaya. Samitinjaya, they are all valorous, victorious ones. Ashwathama, Vikarna, Saumadatti, Jayadratha. Anyecha Bahava Shura. And there are many other warriors who are very powerful, valorous, and who are Madarte Kyakta Jivitaha, who are all prepared to give up their life for my sake. Nana Shastra Praharanaha, and they are all equipped with all the weapons. Sarve Yuddha Visharadaha, they are all very experts in the tactics of war. They know how to fight. So, here we should understand, first of all, he is surpassing Bhishmacharya, who is the commander-in-chief. And here he is telling the list of the people, and then he's telling with Anyecha Bahava Shura Madarthe Tyakta Jivitaha. They are all ready to give their life for my sake. Madarthe. There, the ego is speaking. He's taking for granted that I will be there as a victorious person with the help of all these people, and there are many more who are ready to give their life. So that means I am permanent with this Duryodhana body and Duryodhana mind. And there are all others who are ready to give up their life. See how the mind is going. We also do sometimes this type of mistake. When some job is not being done with that arrogance or with that ego, some people say, if I throw some money, those people will come and do the job for me. If I throw some money, they will let me in. See the language they are using. If I throw some money, that is not correct at all. Is it the money which is doing the job? It is their willingness to do the job. So here Duryodhana is talking like this, and also further he says, just listen to this. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma bhirakshitam. Aparyaptam. We can take this shloka in two ways. Aparyaptam. That is the army which is protected by Bhishma is unlimited. Aparyaptam. Unlimited. Asmakam. Our balam. Our army. Which is Bhishma bhirakshitam. Which is protected by Bhishma. Paryaptam tvadit tvidame tesham tu idam tesham. Whereas it is limited, paryaptam, limited with this army of Pandavas, which is Bhima Abhirakshitam, which is protected by Bhima. So he's telling our army is unlimited, whereas their army is limited. In another way, aparyaptam is inadequate. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma bhirakshitam. Inadequate is our army, which is protected by Bhishma, whereas paryaptam, it is adequate. Tesham balam, their army, which is protected by Bhima. So, with these two, the second one would fit with Duryodhana's mindset and also his strategies. Because he is already surpassing Bhishma and coming to Drona. And he's telling, even though our army is so huge in number, it is inadequate. It is inadequate. Look at that Pandava's side army. It is adequate, even though it is small. So, what he says next? These are all not the words to be told at that hour, at that time in the battlefield, but he's doing it. It is like Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. When we are getting destroyed, at that moment, the Buddhi turns out to be very bad and it takes us quickly towards the down road. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagamavasthita bhishmamevabhirakshantu bhavanta sarva evahi. He's telling all other people, all other chiefs who have come as assembled there. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu. You all have been given the positions highly strategic, appropriate, and it is designated place for you all. Being in that position, yatha bhagamavasthitaha, in your own divisions in the army, bhishmameva bhirakshantu, you all have to take care of Bhishma. So he is having the doubt whether Bhishma will be able to hold himself in that commander-in-chief status and lead the whole army. Sarva evahi, all of you, each one of you should be very aware of Bhishma Pitamaha who is standing, and you all have to protect him. So when he started talking all these things, he was putting so many chiefs, great warriors into shame, and it was wounding and discouraging for them. And the other army people, they were also getting confused with this sentence, what he's telling, this instruction given by Duryodhana to the army people. So he's wounding not only Bhishma and Drona, but the whole army. He's bringing down their courage, enthusiasm. So he's creating the negative energy in the whole army. Why it happens? Do we come across somewhat similar situations in our life? We have to think. If we come across such situations, do we talk and act in the same way? Especially with mothers. Because with mothers, we have the intimacy and the freedom. So one goes to any extent to anything which comes to their mind. If it is a child who is talking freely, without any hesitation, what it feels, and gets angry on mother, it is okay to some extent because the child doesn't know. It can happen with adolescent teenagers. Even that we can understand. Because of the age, they are acting like that, and the mother just keeps quiet. She just goes through by listening to those words. But as we grow elder in age and also in helping the mother, we should be in a position to understand when we talk what will be the effect on mother. Even though we have so much of freedom, so much of intimacy with mother, we should mind our words. With teachers, we hesitate to talk like that because there is some kind of barrier. But with mothers, we take that freedom and talk. So think back, and we can hold on not to talk in that way as Duryodhana is doing. Duryodhana is doing to Bhishma and Dronacharya because they were all together and they had given that freedom and intimacy to both Pandavas and Kaurava children. So Duryodhana used it in a wrong way. So if at all we have committed any mistakes like that, we have to apologize and move forward by understanding what happens. Isn't it? So he's forgetting in front of whom he's standing and what he's talking. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vriddah pitamahah simhanadam vinadyochaihi shankham dadmau pratapavan. So tasya sanjanayan harsham. To sanjanayan harsham means to increase the enthusiasm, courage, and to bring some kind of happiness in people to get into the war with vigor. Bhishma Pitamaha Kuru Vruddha is Bhishma Pitamaha, who is the eldest member of Kuru Vamsha, and his Pitamaha. What did he do? Simhanadam Vinadyochehi. He gave a very vibrant roar like lion. He just shouted loudly. Shankham Dadmau. That Pratapavan, that valiant Bhishma Pitamaha, he also gave a good blow so that it just booms in the warfield to bring some energy, positive energy into the army. So, not that Bhishma Pitamaha was deaf to whatever he was talking. He understood what Duryodhana is going through within himself. He is not confident. He is having some kind of anxiety and fear. So let me take it away from him. So that is where he showed his Pitamahaness, that love, that moha towards Duryodhana, and also all other people, warriors. Tatha Shankhascha Bhairyascha Panavanaka Gomukaha. And then all other people started blowing Shankha. Bheri. Bheri means the drum. Panavanaka, the military drum, it is different kind of sound which booms a lot. Gomukhaha, the cow horns, that also gives a loud sound. Sahasai hanyanta. And suddenly all together, all kinds of instruments were blown at once. What happened? Shabdastumulo bhavat. The blaring sound filled the whole battle. So, see the chain action, how it takes place. Bhishma Pitamaha gave one Shankhanada and the roar, like the Simhanada. That triggered much more sound coming all together from different instruments. All of a sudden. Tatha Shvetair Hayair Yukte Mahati Syandane Sthitau Madava Pandavaschaiva Divyau Shankau Pradad Madhuhu. Being seated in Shvetair Hayair Yukte Mahati Syandane. Syandana is the Ratha, the chariot. The chariot was driven by 5 white horses. And Mahati Syandane, that chariot was great and it was Mahati. It was splendid. You can well imagine if it is the Ratha for which the Sarathi is Krishna, naturally it has to be Mahati. And naturally the horses have to be pure white. Because Krishna is holding, carrying, guiding dharma with Satvika as the base. So, Shweta Ashwa, Haya is the horse. In that they were sitting, taking that, this noise, tumula, shabda tumula, as the call for the war. These two also started blowing their conch. What was it? Madhava Madhava. See the word they are addressing Krishna. Madhava. He is the Lord of wealth. Lakshmi. Madhava Pandavaschaiva Divyau Shankau Pradadmatuhu. Divya, it is transcendental Shankha. It is not normal Shankha. The minute it is blown, there is some kind of transcendental transformation. Even thinking about it, even visualizing it, makes us get into some other world of Krishna. So what else happened? Panchajanyam Hrishikesho. Hrishikesha, who is the Lord of the mind and the five senses. That Hrishikesha, he blew Panchajanya. His Shankha is called Panchajanya. Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is Arjuna. Why is he called Dhananjaya? Because Dhananjaya, one who wins the wealth. Dhanam Jaya, one who win over the wealth. It's very true. He is having that Madhava with him as Sarathi. Naturally, he is Dhananjaya. Not only that, he helped the Pandavas to get the Astra by doing the tapas. That Astra is such an asset for them, wealth for them. So he is Dhananjaya. He is blowing Devadatta Shankha. Poundram Dadmau Mahashankam Bhimakarma Rikodaraha. See the way Sanjaya is describing to none other than the blind king Dhritarashtra. He blew that Mahashankha, that great conch which will give the loudest sound. Poundra, the name of that is that. And Bhimakarma. Bhimakarma is one who does Herculean tasks, job, work. His actions are always Herculean. That Bhimakarma is Vrikodara. Vrikodara, you can take it in two ways. Even though he eats so much, who consumes a lot, his udara is concave. Another meaning, Vrikodara, one who is able to grasp things voraciously by just observing. So he had a good control of the scenario, situation, people around. And thus he blew his conch. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha. So Sanjaya has already made him Raja. Raja Kunti Putra, which is true. Yudhishthiraha, he blew Ananta Vijaya Shankha. Nakula Sahadevascha, both of them blew Shankha, which are called Sughosha Manipushpaka. And then Kashyascha Parameshwasaha, Shikhandi cha Maharatha, the great fighters, Maharatha, great warriors. Along with them, Drishtadyumna, Viratascha, Satyaki Chaparajita. And Satyaki is Aparajita, unbeatable. No one can win when he is there. Drupada, Draupadeya Sarvashah Prithivipate, all kings. Prithivipate, all kings. Saubhadra Mahabahu, that is mighty armed. Saubhadra, that is Subhadra's son. Shankhan Dadmuhu, they all blew their conches. How did they blow? Did they blow all together like Kauravas, making noise? Tumula? No. They all blew their Shankha, Pruthak, Pruthak, one after another, individually. So there was harmony, and because it was continuously going in different ways of different Shankhas, it filled the whole battlefield, and also it went beyond. Saghosho Dhartarashtranam Hridayani Vyadarayat. This sound, that victorious sound, Ghosha, it started shattering, Vyadarayat, shattering the hearts of Dhartarashtra, means the sons of Dhritarashtra, that is Kauravas. Just the sound of this Shankha blown by all these great warriors, Krishna, Arjuna, Bhima, all the Pandavas and other kings. Nabhascha Prithivim Chaiva Tumulo Avyanu, and the sound filled not only the battlefield, but it reached Nabha, the sky, and the Prithvi, and the earth. That means the sound was much more louder with harmony than the Kaurava side sound which they gave in the battlefield. So till now we saw the behavior of Duryodhana, who was egocentric person. So he behaved in one way, and we saw that in detail. And also, did you see, without, I cannot say without thinking, Sanjaya is describing in detail, giving the adjectives to the person who is blowing the conch, and also the conch, name of the conch, in detail. Whereas for the Kaurava side, he just said all of them blew together and made big sound. So what does it say? When there is dharma on one side, adharma on other side, naturally, as a reflex action, one can catch what is going to happen, what will be the result, or what should happen, what is the desire. Everything shows in a very indirect way. So Sanjaya is also in a way forecasting what is going to happen. That is one way of taking. Another way of taking is Sanjaya is still trying to see that Dhritarashtra somehow he understands the reality, what is happening, which should be avoided, but he's not avoiding. So to wake him up, Sanjaya is giving everything in detail. So Sanjaya's role here is also very important. What he says, what he utters. will have the effect. And then अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः. अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान्. After seeing the arrangement of the army of Kauravas, Dhartarashtra, this Kapidhvaja, Arjuna, who had the monkey on his flag, that was his emblem for the flag of war. That Arjuna, Pravritte, Shastra Sampate, using Shastra Sampate is using all the weapons. The war was about to start. Then Dhanurudhyamya, he took up the bow and held in its place. That is what he did. Pandava being in the battlefield. Now, Kapidhvajaha, I would like to tell you one legendary story about it. Kapidhvaja, why did that Kapi, monkey, come in his flag as the emblem? It is actually Hanuman. Once Arjuna asked Krishna in the presence of Hanuman, why did all the monkeys struggled so much to build the bridge over that ocean? I could have done single-handed through the shooting of the arrows to build a bridge of arrows. I could have done single-handed. Krishna said, okay, do it, let me see. And he started shooting the arrows and he prepared such beautiful bridge of arrows. Then Krishna said, Hanuman, go on that bridge. The minute Hanuman stamped on the bridge, it collapsed. Then he understood Arjuna, and Hanuman taught him how to be humble and not boasting his own prowess. And then Arjuna said, I want you to be part of my army. So the best place for you to be is on my dhwaja. It is like a protection for me, and you will be the good record for the whole ongoing thing. So he's called Kapidhvaja. Arjuna is called Kapidhvaja. So Hrushikesham tada vakyam idamaha mahipate. So like that, Arjuna also talked to Hrushikesha. Krishna, what did he say? Arjuna vacha. Senayor bhayor madhye ratham sthapaya me achyuta. Achyuta is one who is faultless, who is immaculate. Achyuta. Oh Achyuta, take my ratha and make it stand in between two army who are facing one another. In the middle, please place my chariot. He said that. Yavadetan niriksheham yodhukaman avasthitan. Yavadetan niriksheham. Let me have a look. Let me see. Yodhukaman avasthitan. How these people are all standing, who are all there to join this war. Yodhukama, who are all desirous of waging the war. Kairmaya saha yodhavyam asmin ranasamudhyame. In this war, with whom all I have to fight. Kairmaya saha yodhavyam. With whom I have to fight. I want to see. So take me to the center of the two armies. Yotsyamanaan aveksheham ya etetra samagataha dhartarashtrasya durbuddhe yuddhe priyachikirshavaha. And also those who will be joining this war. Yotsyamanaan aveksheham. Aveksheham, I want to see them. I want to have a look at them. Who all have samagataha atra. Here they all have assembled. I want to see them. Who are they? Arjuna is telling, Dhartarashtrasya durbuddhehe yuddhe priyachikirshavaha. Dhartarashtrasya, that is Duryodhana. Duryodhana's evil-minded Duryodhana, to help him, priyachikirshavaha, to help him are the well-wishers of this evil-minded Duryodhana. That means his anger, vengeance is so high in Arjuna regarding Duryodhana. So he is openly telling, I want to see with whom all I want to fight. And I want to see the people who want to wage war against us, supporting, helping the evil-minded Duryodhana, who are all very close to Duryodhana, who love Duryodhana. So here we can see even Arjuna is highly egocentric, isn't it? See the way he is telling it. Kairmaya saha yodhavyam. With whom all I should fight. I should fight. So that I is also there in Arjuna. He is also a being who has given the power to the lower mind, which is false I. He is not feeling himself strong to know that he is with Krishna, who is the real I. So here I would like to tell you, there is difference, real I and false I. Every being has both real I and false I. The false I is the mind which has assumed itself as I am. Just like I am the body, I am the mind. That I which is reflecting in the mind is false I, and it always makes sure that the mind is constantly working under its control, the false I. Whereas that is also called aham, ahankara. The real I is also called aham. What is it? The starting shabda of the Samskrita. It has to the last letter, ha, and is towards the silence. So there aham means everything included within. That is possible only to Atma. Atma as the foundation which has the whole manifestation within. Aham, like we say A to Z, everything, like that. Aham, everything in the manifestation is also within. So Krishna is none other than that Ishvara who is standing there as not aham, the mind, false I, no, which is individual, which Arjuna is feeling. Whereas Krishna as Ishvara, he is aham. The whole universe is within him. So because that aham Krishna is also within, this false I is able to even work because it belongs to the mind. Because the real I is there, the mind is also working. So, Kairmaya Saha Yodhavyam, when he's telling, using those words, it is the lower mind which is talking, with whom all I have to fight. If he had in the mind that I want to take note of the enemy's strategical positioning of the whole army, then it becomes part of the planning of war, which is ethical and which is needed. Taking note of the army is needed. But here he is telling, with whom all I have to fight. I want to see. I want to see who are all helping that Durbuddhi Duryodhana. I want to see. So he has negative emotions in him playing a lot. So he is also egoistic. The lower mind is taking hold of that Arjuna. Kairmaya saha yodhavyam. And also if you see, he knows each and everyone in the Kuru palace. He knows everything about everyone. He also knows who all would be there. But still, he made it a point to say it loudly. It is equally disgusting to say, I have come to give dana. I'm giving you an example. I have come here and stood to give dana to people with all the things next to me. And if I say, oh, I want to see who are all standing in the line, I want to see to whom I am giving the dana. Is it correct? Giving dana is a karma which I have to just do, not seeing who is taking it. I have to keep, they all have stood in the line to receive the dana. So the job is just to give the dana. But if I say, I want to see everyone who is receiving the dana from me. It's not correct. Even if we take, I'm talking about this in detail because there are chances that we also will do the same kind of mistakes as Arjuna is doing here. So we should hold back. So I explained it more. So we can also think Arjuna is with Krishna, so he must be having good mind and everything. But if we look at his language, even Arjuna is also egoistic. But the way they have taken their path, both Duryodhana and Arjuna, on the surface level, we see difference. But both of them are egocentric. So Krishna is trying to help Duryodhana by giving him the Narayani army and to him as Sarathi. So let us see how Arjuna takes the benefit from Krishna. And then Sanjaya Uvacha. Eva mukto Hrishikesho Gudakeshena Bharata Senayorubhayor madhye Thapayitva Rathottama. Hrishikesha Gudakesha. See the way the words used. Having said Hrishikesha, one who has good control over the mind and the senses, he is also controlling the transcendental senses of Arjuna very sensitively. That Hrishikesha, Gudakesha, when he told stop the Ratha in the middle, by Gudakesha. Gudakesha is, Gudaka means sleep or ignorance. Isha, the Lord. So one who has the good control over the sleep or the ignorance is referred to Arjuna in the beginning itself. So you should understand how Sanjaya is giving the hint. This Arjuna is going to be that Gudakesha because he is with Hrishikesha. See the way Sanjaya is taking the Gita in narrating it to Dhritarashtra. Senayor ubhayor madhye sthapayitva rathottamam. He stopped that Ratha in the middle. That Ratha was Uttama Ratha, impressive chariot in the middle of the both armies. He brought it and he stopped there. Bhishma Drona Pramukhata Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam. And he also stationed it in such a way that Bhishma, Drona, and many other chiefs could also be seen by Arjuna. So positioning of the Ratha was also well calculated by Krishna. And then what did he tell? Krishna. Senayor bhayor madhye, I mean, Uvacha Partha Pashyaitan Samavetan Kurun iti. Partha Pashyaitan, just look at, behold, Etan Samavetan, all assembled people who are here. Who are they? Kurun, all the Kauravas who are here. These words are really like triggering the bomb. Krishna is very calculative and his Trikala Jnani, Sarvajnani, and thus he knows where and how to trigger the person Arjuna. So let us see this also a little bit in detail. Partha Pashya Yetan Samavetan Kuru. He said Partha. Partha is the one earthly being. Earthly being is Jivatma, materialistic being, the being belonging to the physical world, Partha. That's what he is. That is how his mind is also presently working. He's not beyond. He is still Partha. Kurun. He could have said, just, okay, look at the army or enemy. He said, Kurun, Krishna. There is the logic. Who are the Kuru Vamsha? Both Pandavas and Kauravas, both of them belong to the same family, Kuru Vamsha. And here he is telling, look at, supposed to be your own family members, Kauravas, who are standing as enemies. He is pricking the very weak point in Arjuna. He is make him understand that you all belong to the same Kuru Vamsha, but look at those people because you wanted to see them who are standing as enemies, who all have assembled here. Etan Samavetan Kurun Pashya, O Partha. So Krishna is purposely inducing, pumping up the delusion in Arjuna. So that he can puncture it, burst it in the later stage with full intensity to clean him up thoroughly. So they used to do the same thing for Indra also. When some Rakshasa does any wrong thing, the Devatas, they would make that person make maximum bad things, and then that will be burst. It will be pricked and the person will be bursted out. So like that, Krishna is inducing that delusion in Arjuna by saying Kurun. And being that earthly being, Partha, it naturally blinds him. So what happens next? Tatra pashyat sthitan Partha Pithrunatha Pitamahan Acharyan Matulan Bhratrun Putran Pautran Sakhim Tata Shwashuran Suhrid Suhridaschaiva Suhrid cha eva Senayorubhayorapi Tan Samikshya Sa Kaunteyah Sarvan Bandhun Avasthitan. All people who were assembled there, including he saw all the fathers, grandfathers, teachers, acharyas, matulan, the father-in-laws, bhratrun, the brothers, putran, pautran, sons and grandsons, as well as sakimstata, the friends as well. Shashuran suhridaschaiva senayorubhayorapi. Not only on the Kaurava side, he also saw on his side so many of the in-law people were also present on both the sides. And then Tan Samikshya Sa Kaunteyah Sarvan Bandhun Avasthitan Kripaya Paraya Vishto Vishidan Nidamabbravi. Having seen all these people in the warfield, Arjuna was intensely overwhelmed with pity, with compassion. Vishidan Nidamabbravi. And it was like lamenting. So he came into that mode of feeling so differently. In the previous one, we saw how Aham played on Arjuna. After Krishna told him, yes, look at those Kuru people who have assembled here to fight with you. His mamatva, mamakara became more. So the basic two things which make a person earthly being, materialistic being, what are they? Aham. That is, I am the body, I am the mind. I am this individual. That aham gives rise to that mamatva. Because I am limiting myself and seeing all other things as different from me, naturally, I feel like keeping those things as mine. I want to assert they are mine. It is mine. Mamatva. So, again, that Arjuna, who is Partha, came under the reel of this mamakara. These are the two things which bring us down to be in this samsara. If we don't have that aham, that I am this limited individual, I am the Atma, and that aham Atma. Everything, everyone, everything is there within me. So there is no assertion, there is no need for that at all. Everything is there within me. Everything is me only. Aham. Mamatva. Because I feel so strongly about mine, to me, I am making myself more limited. Mamatva, mamakara. So, for Arjuna, killing anyone is not new, being Kshatriya. Isn't it? He is a Kshatriya. He would have gone into so many wars. He would have killed people. But here he is hesitating to kill because that mamakara is an obstacle for him to do his job. They are my people. He is my own brother, my own grandfather. So that mamatva is playing on him now. And the result of that mamatva in Arjuna, it shows on him physically and mentally, emotionally, and his behavior wise, and his talk, and his way of arguing with Krishna. That mamakara, aham, is playing on him. Let us see how it takes form. Arjuna uvacha दृष्ट्वेमं स्वजनं कृष्ण युयुत्सुं समुपस्थितं सीदन्ति मम गात्राणि मुखं च परिशुष्यति वेपथुश्च शरीरे मे रोमहर्षश्च जायते. Arjuna is telling, oh Krishna. Now he is telling Krishna. Krishna means one who is so friendly, one who attracts the mind, one who has that magnetic pull towards him. Sankarshana Shakti is so strong in Krishna. He is ever friendly. So he is telling Krishna, Drishtvemam Swajanam, by looking at these, my own people, Yuyutsum Samupasthitam, eagerly waiting to wage war. And they all have assembled here. Samupasthitam, they are all here, who are eager to fight with us. Looking at them, my own people. Sidanti mama gatrani, my whole body is giving way. I'm just feeling like lifeless. My body is just giving up. Mukham cha parishishyati, my mouth is becoming dry. It is parching. Vepatushcha sharire me, and my body, the whole body is shivering. Roma harshascha jayate. All the hairs, the bodily hair is standing straight on my body. So what do we understand in this? Sidanti mama gatrani. The body giving up with no energy in it happens in two ways. One positively, one negatively. When that aham is pumped up by the lower mind, very easily it gets affected by negative emotions. So that is when the whole body feels so weak and falling down, lifeless. Because the negative emotions take over the body when that aham is pumped up with lower mind. The second way, positive way, is when that aham, the false I, is pumped up with the higher mind. That higher mind always tries to be in touch with Atma. That is Ishvara. When that aham is very close to that higher mind, then also the being feels like lifeless, because that individuality, that aham, wants to namaskara. Namaskara is bowing down or falling down. So it is such a beautiful thing when the mind is gripped with that Atma. When we see the gurus, the sages, saintly persons are a great soul, naturally we fall at the feet, isn't it? Only when that aham is strong, only then we stand straight in front of everyone. When that aham goes down in positive way, we automatically fall down at the feet. But here, Arjuna has given his mind to the lower mind, that aham. So he is going through these experiences. It is nothing but anxiety attack, which shows the trembling happening in him, and the mouth becoming dry. Gandivam sramsate. Sramsate means it is slipping away, slipping down. He's holding and he's putting it on his shoulder, but it is just because the body is giving away, the dhanu or the bow is also falling down. He's not able to hold it also. To that extent, he has become weak. Hastat tvakchaiva paridahyate. Tvakchaiva. Tvak means the skin. Even my skin throughout the body is paridahyate. It is burning all over the body so strongly. I am not able to bear myself. Nata shaknomi avasthatum. I am not able to hold myself. I am not able to stand here. Brahmativa cha me manaha. And my mind is also squandering with confusion. Even my head is reeling. I am not able to stand. Both physically and mentally, I have become so weak. Just because that mamatva, even though the reality that to what extent the atrocities were performed by that Kaurava side, Arjuna is not seeing that, the atrocities, adharma, which they are holding for every inch and every moment. That is the truth, reality. It is right in front of him. And they are all standing, even now proving that we want to be on the adharma. Even then, Arjuna is seeing they are all my people, my. That mamatva is holding him back. That mamatva is creating that weakness in him, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and even intellect wise. Even his buddhi is giving way. He is not able to hold himself firm. That also shows he is readily giving up the kshatriya guna, the quality of a kshatriya. He is ready to give up. So he's going through the pent up emotions, which are all mixed within him. Nimittani cha pashyami, viparitani keshava. I am seeing nimittani, the cause of viparitani, the misfortunes. I am seeing only O Keshava, I am seeing only the cause of misfortunes which are going to fall on us. Nacha Shreyo Anupashyami. I am not foreseeing any good coming in our way by hatva, by killing. Swajanam, my own people, ahave, in this war. O Keshava, I am not foreseeing any good happening, Shreyas coming to us by killing my own people in this war, but I only see the very cause of misfortune which is going to fall on us. So this is his argument now, the new argument. What is it? Arjuna is not seeing the whole situation through time, from their young age till now. He is not seeing it in a macro way. He is seeing with that narrow micro way, so that he is not able to understand what the reality is. If we understand the situation in a macro way, his behavior, his thinking, his argument will be very different. So he is caught in that. He sees only frustration by getting into the war. It will not give us any positive thing. So he is constructing Palayana Sutra to get away from the war. Palayana is to just escape. So he is trying to find that sutra, Palayana Sutra. It happens in our life also. We are afraid to face the fear, to face our own faults, to face our own failure or our own mistakes. We are not readily accepting and seeing it, the mistake what is done by me, the failure which I am facing, or the fear which is there in front of me. We are not strong. Why? Because we are not seeing the reason for the fear, the reason for the mistake, the reason for the failure. If we see, how did it happen? How did I get into this situation? What is it? Then I will be able to see the whole problem or the mistake or the failure and also the fear. And naturally I get the solution also. But the minute we have to face the fear or the failure, we become small. And the mind thinks in a very narrow way. So we become the victim of fear, failure, and mistakes. So Krishna is helping Arjuna to come out of this. Na kankshe vijayam Krishna, na cha rajyam sukhani cha. Kim no rajyena Govinda, kim bhogair jivitena va. Na kankshe vijayam. I am not desiring, I am not yearning or looking forward for victory, Vijaya. Krishna, nacharajyam sukhanicha, not even the kingdom, nor any pleasure or the happiness of having all these things. Kimno rajyena Govinda, kim bhogai jivitena va. And what is the use of having the rajya And what is the use of having all this pleasure? I am not interested in this war and then getting the victory or the pleasures, Rajya. I don't want. And he says Krishna first, and then he says Govinda. Govinda is one who pleases everyone, one who pleases the senses. Govinda, one who pleases the whole manifestation itself. So Arjuna is expecting that Govinda to say, to give the green signal for whatever Arjuna is feeling and whatever he is suggesting, he is expecting that. But Krishna is not budging. Krishna will stay because he is Govinda. He knows what a person deserves, what he needs, he gives that, not what he covets. So we should understand in what way Krishna is also controlling him, even without talking. He's allowing him to talk, come out with all the thoughts of delusion. And then he will open his great Gita Upadesha. Yeshamarthe Kankshitam no rajyam bhogaha sukhani cha. Ta ime avasthita yuddhe pranastyakva dhanani cha. Acharyah pitarah putras tathaiva cha pitamahah matulah shvashurah pautrah shyalah sambandhi nastatha. If all these relatives of mine, fathers, my own acharyas, and then fathers, sons, grandfathers, my in-laws, grandchildren, friends, and my relatives, if they are all not there, yeshamarthe kankshitam no rajyam. For whose sake I wanted to win the kingdom and the pleasures and the sukha. Ta ime avasthita yuddhe pranam tyaktva dhanani cha. And they are all my own teachers and relatives in the battlefield of all places, and who are all ready to give up their lives. And when they are all dead, what is the use of me having all these things? Bhoga. So, still, we can understand Arjuna is with the hold of that false I, aham and mamatva. Here we can understand that why do we have the pleasures or assets or kingdom? That desire is there that I am greater than all others. I have everything more than all others. So he wants to win over the Yuddha kingdom. He wants to have all the assets and the wealth around him. And he wants to show off what he has. But if all of them are gone, for what purpose I should have all these things? That is how he's thinking. Krishna still He is keeping silence. He is not budging. There is no difference in his expression also. He's just listening. Etanna hantumichhami dhyatopi madhusudana. I don't like to, I don't wish to, I don't desire to even kill them. Oh Madhusudana. Again, Madhusudana is saying, Api Trailokya Rajyasya Hetoho Kimnu Mahikrite. Even if I get the Trilokas to rule, I am not ready to wage war on my own people and win over the Trilokyas, all the three worlds. I am not ready for it. When that is the case, when I am not ready to get the three lokas, what is there to talk about this kingdom of Kuru Vamsha, which I have to rule after all these people are gone? No, I don't want to kill them. He gave his wordings. Etana hantumichhami natopi. Even if they kill me, natopi va. Even if they kill, oh Madhusudana. Madhusudana here, Madhu is honey, we can understand. All the Jivatmas who are running around the whole universe as the honey, when we run behind that, the desire to have the honey will become so intense that the Jivatma, from the humanliness, it turns as the evil or the demon. Sudhana, it is Krishna who kills that Madhu Asura. It is natural. A person who is running behind acquiring the worldly pleasures because of the five senses, getting attracted to them. It is only the Atma, which is Krishna, Govinda, who can kill that Asuric quality of seeing everything as honey and grab. So that Madhusudana, to him he is telling, as though Arjuna is saintly more than Krishna, and he is using his brains more than Krishna. In that way, he is giving his final words, saying, I am not ready to kill them at any cost. Even if I am killed by them, that's fine. But I am not going to kill them. Even if you show me the desire of conquering three worlds, I don't want. When that is the case, what about this? Mahi Krite. Mahi is the earth, earthly kingdom. I'm not interested, he's saying. So, what we can understand here is Arjuna, in a very micro way, with narrow mind, he's trying to get the pleasure out of the bodily relationship. That means he is seeing himself as I am the body, I am the mind. And he is also seeing them as the bodies with mind in it. So when any interaction is happening in that level, naturally the mind is victimized to give up emotionally, even body-wise, even the mind-wise, and one feels like running away from the situation. So he has to have the macro way of seeing the situation, which he is lacking. And also he's forgetting the code of Kshatriya, how he should be, what he should be. So he's deep into his anxious, fearful mind with so much of vengeance, which were just hidden in his subconsciousness. All those things are working on him in negative way. So we didn't sing these the rest of the shlokas which I explained because it is in different raga. So that we will sing in the next class and then go to the next further shlokas. Om Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Devyai Geetarjanam.